Hello guys, Erica Hargaden here from Babogue, and I'm going to talk to you today about what to do when your 27-month-old toddler starts to refuse their nap. And let's face it guys, naps are life. They are the break in the day that we all look forward to when our busy toddlers go down into their cots and have a little nap, and we can have a little cup of tea in peace, or even get on with a bit of housework, whatever your pleasure is. And this can kind of happen all of a sudden, or it can kind of creep up on you. So I'm going to talk about that creeping up on you first. So maybe napping has been going quite well, but you've been finding that it's taking a little bit of time for your toddler to settle for their nap. So maybe you've started to push the nap out a little bit so they settle a little bit quicker, which is maybe resulting in the nap falling a little bit later in the day in terms of its ending, and subsequently it either taking them a long time to settle at bedtime, or bedtime needs to be pushed out to compensate. So do you see where I'm going? Really, by trying to retain the nap at this point, it's going to start taking from the night. So identifying those things happening and addressing it is key. Now, I wouldn't ever tell a family to drop a nap. I will normally tell a family to shave a nap back if you are experiencing difficulties with bedtime side of things, and taking a long time to settle at bed, or maybe some overnight waking where overnight waking wasn't present previously. All right. Or maybe one day you just put your toddler down at their nap time and they wouldn't settle. And the following day you tried a little bit later and they wouldn't settle. And all of a sudden your toddler is just refusing to nap. Like, oh my God, what do you do? Do you take them out in the car later on that day and get them to have a little 20-minute cat nap? Do you take them out in the buggy and get them to have a little 20-minute cat nap? Yes, you could absolutely do those things. But what you will probably find is that then it will have a negative impact on them settling to sleep at bedtime and perhaps the overnight phase. So what I nearly prefer to direct parents towards is following your toddler and allowing them to show you that their drive for sleep simply isn't there. And that's the key thing to understand. Developmentally, your toddler is changing, and their need and drive for sleep in the middle of the day is shifting and evolving and changing. So they will find it difficult to initiate sleep because the hormones that are normally behind sleep at that time aren't being produced. Their body is changing. But can your child cope without the nap? Probably not. So what I would advise you to do is compensate with early bedtime. So rather than trying to dig in a nap here at 4 o'clock and, trying to shift the thing, I nearly would go on a level of acceptance and go, right, they've refused the nap, it's gone. Napping, I've tried now a good few days in a row, nap hasn't landed, but the little cat naps that I've done have actually resulted in more difficulty, so maybe we just need to accept this. But they will not cope the whole day until 7 or 8 o'clock normal bedtime. They simply won't. So you need to bring bedtime right forward, as early as 6 o'clock if needed, even earlier sometimes. I had a client recently that went with 5:30 bedtime, and boom, the toddler slept through the whole night. Okay. Now, in this transitionary phase, expect there to be overnight blips. Expect there to be waking. Your child is going through a developmental shift and would probably have a bit of overtiredness in their system. So support them rather than adding in, more kind of compensation. So Make sure that they stay in their sleep environment. Don't start taking them into bed. Don't start giving them a bottle. Support them through the change. Kisses, hugs, support, return to their sleep environment. And put in place some level of maybe method of supporting change that feels good to you. I go through this in quite a lot of detail in my toddler sleep series if you're looking for a guide on that. And by doing that, eventually your little person's system will settle, and eventually you will be able to stop using early bedtime and shift bedtime gradually back to the 7 o'clock time frame that might be more suitable for that age range. So I hope you found that useful. If you're looking for a bit more information about me, you'll get it on babogue.com. Thanks a mil.